Welcome to the King's Podcast, episode 8. I had to take that long to say the episode number because I forgot what episode we were on. I'm sorry, but episode 8 of the King's Podcast. Where is my scythe thing that the kings carry around? I don't know. That's probably why I'm not a real king. But anyways, let's go! How y'all doing? This is the King's Podcast, episode 8, and today we are going to be discussing stop motion animators and why it is very, very important as a stop motion animator to branch out. Branch out of just stop motion because it will save you in the future. If animation is your goal, if animation is what you want to do in life, stop motion, unfortunately, just that is not going to take you very far, especially on YouTube in the state the stop motion community is in. And I'm going to talk about that. So basically, all right, so I arrived in the stop motion scene about 5 years ago, I think. 5 or 4.5 years ago is no. I've been animating for around 5.5 years I've been animating. And then I arrived in the YouTube scene with stop motion community and everything in 2015. So I've been on YouTube animating for 5 years, but I've been animating overall for 5.5 or maybe closer to 6 years. But anyways, if I had the knowledge and if I had all the aspirations and if I had all the things that I'm thinking about right now, back then, man, I would have way less stop motions on my channel, man. I'm like right now, it's 2020, the new fucking decade, man. I'm gonna dive in to 3D and 2D, and all this stuff, man. And I've been already, diving into that stuff since last year, man. I started animating in 3D around April of last year, man. That's when I moved. And it was just the best thing ever. And it still is the best thing ever. But I haven't had a lot of time to focus on that because, Shine and stop motion and Dragon Ball Shine in season 3 and 4 and 5 and... Oops. Well, anyways, it's just, it's very hard to focus on that stuff, because I'm starting to dive into new forms of animation, 2D and 3D, and if any of you are following me on Instagram right now, which I'm sure you are, I am slowly getting back into stick nodes animation, which is fucking amazing. Because a while back, 3 years ago or 2 years ago, man, I was starting to hop into stick nodes animation, and it was one of the best things I have ever found. It was amazing, man. It was absolutely amazing, man. And I started doing that from 2 years or so, and I just stopped. I fucking stopped. I stopped, and I regret that heavily, man. Who is anybody else to say? Or who am I to say that I can't handle, all these different forms of animation at the same time, man? If you want to do that, man, if you think you can do that, well, fucking do it, man. Don't be like me, at least, now me, I can, but... Or at least I am more confident in my abilities that I can, but do not be like I was and just say, oh, man, Oh my God, it's going to be impossible for me to handle two animations at the same time, stick nodes and stop motion. That's bullshit. I've always had the ability to do that, but I've never been that, I've tried to be as confident as I can be in my ability to handle all these forms of animation, but I just have not had the confidence. And now that I do, well, I have a lot more of it. I am damn sure going to be diving into 3D and 2D at the same time working on stop motions. But, you can do that. But you will ultimately be working on each form of animation less and less. And I think that's why I stopped. I stopped animating in stick nodes because my main thing was, stop motion, and it still kind of is. But, at the time I had Shine, and it was just getting off its feet and everything was all hunky-dory, amazing, blah, 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 blah. All this stuff was amazing, but I was animating in my stop motions less and less and less. And then when I wanted to focus on stop motions, I was doing animating in stick nodes less and less and less. And I was like, hey, you know what? Fuck stick nodes. Stop motion is my main thing. And I have way too much riding on me right now. Do not take that into any context. Leave it here in the animation context. I have way too much in the stop motion community riding on me now, man. I've been here for a few years already. Man, and I can't just leave all that stuff riding on me, just leave it for this new form of animation, that I've only been animating for 2 years, that's not gonna ever work, man. I gotta say, kick stick nodes his ass and make it go flying 20 feet up in the air and smash down and game, all that stuff, the Smash Ultimate, all that stuff, so I said, to the hell with stick nodes, and I stuck with stop motion until 3D was blessed into my life in April of last year. 3D is fucking amazing to me. I love animating in 3D. I love watching 3D videos. I love watching anything that has to do with 3D videos or 3D animation. I love watching that shit, man. 2D, stop motion. I love watching animation videos, bro, man. It's just I love doing it. Man, you can watch it, but doing it is a whole nother ball game, man. You gotta do it. You gotta fucking do it, man. You gotta do it. Do it, bro. Man, stop being lazy and sitting around here watching animation videos when you can do it. If I'm honest, man, watching animations, all day, watching animation videos is doing something. I'm sorry. I take that back what I said earlier. Watching videos is doing something. If there's ever a time where I can't fucking animate, or I can't exactly animate in stop motion, I can't do 3D, I can't do something, I can't animate at the moment, you know what the fuck I do? I'm on my phone, on my laptop, or the fucking Roku TV, and I watch animation videos. I get better whilst not even doing anything, except I am doing something. I'm gaining knowledge. I'm watching. I'm learning. I'm getting better even if I'm not animating. And that's why many times, man, when I go on all these breaks in stop motion and I come back and I'm twice as good, or I'm just as good, or I'm better than I was when I left, it's because I get better in my off time. If I take a fucking break for a little bit, a month or two, I'm always watching videos every fucking day. I'm on my computer watching stop motions, 3D and 2D, all this shit. I'm just watching that shit, man, and I'm getting better as I'm not doing anything, literally. Man, and you can watch it, yeah, but you need to absorb that shit. But anyways, Anyways, this is kind of moving on into a sort of an animation, like a discussion. But I think that's fine. But anyways, if you were a stop motion YouTuber, man, and you want to grow on YouTube, and you want animation to be the thing that you do, for the rest of your life until you're 70 years old with fucking the carpal tunnel syndrome, which is my plan, obviously. Honestly, man, man, I want to be that 80-year-old, that 90-year-old, the 60-year-old in his office still animating at the age of 60 with fucking carpal tunnel syndrome. That's my plan, but honestly, man, but see, seriously, if animation is your goal in life, animation, regardless of what it is, what form of animation, it's all animation at the end of the day. And voila. And watching animation videos will help you in every form of animation. And I've learned it myself, man. I used to think back in the day, if I watch a 2D animation video, there's no way in fuck, man, that I can use the skills I learned in that and anything else. Nah, man, that is fucking wrong. You can use the basic skills of any form of animation in any other form of animation, man. I've done it many times, man, and that's why I get better in every form, by just watching the video on one form, it all helps, it's all animation at the end of the day. It's all animation, it all frames per second, it's all animation at the end of the day, it's all that matters. Animation, man, I've said the word animation probably more times in my life, in the past, 5 or 6 years, than I've, stepped or walked, or blinked, and that's not possible, but damn sure it is for me, but anyways, you've got to branch out from stop motion, man, if stop motion is your goal, fine, but, let me tell you, it is very important. It is very, very important to, I can't fucking speak. It is very, very important to know at least a little bit about every form of animation that you can, any form of animation, than to just, be like a master, or be an expert in one form. It is very important to do that, even if your main goal in life is to be a 3D animator, so what? Branch out, learn other forms of animation so that when you do eventually have that 3D banging ass job when you're working for a studio, burped. You have that banging ass 3D job and you're working for a fucking studio, and you're making bank, but then, you get a job offer or something, you get an email or something, someone comes up to you and they see that you're involved in animation, like graphic design, art, whatever, and they see that and they ask you, hey, I was wondering, if you would be ever so kind as to animate a small clip for me for my show or something else, But here's the catch. It's not 3D, it's 2D. So can you do it? And here's you listening to that horrible fucking impression of whoever the fuck I was doing. Here are you listening to that, and you only have skills in 3D animation and nothing else. And you're like, I can't do that because I can only do 3D. I can't do 2D. Nah, bro. Fuck that. Fuck that, man. You had better answer that goddamn phone and say, you're damn right I can do it. You want to know why? Because all my life, I was studying every other form of animation besides 3D and actually have experience in that shit. So yes, I can do it. I know just enough to make an animation and make it look fucking good, even if it's not 3D. I can fucking do it. That's how your attitude should be, you know? You know? You shouldn't lie, but you should, like, that's my point. Fucking, you need to be that 2D animator, be that stop motion animator, and be that traditional animator, and be everything, because when the door starts knocking, knock, 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 I need a stop motion animator, and you can do animation, I've seen your stuff, so can you do it? And I'm like, oh, no, I can't do it, because stop motion is the only thing I know how to do. No! Fuck that. You need to, the moment that you get into stop motion animation, knowing this, because I didn't know this, and if I knew this, and if I had this same attitude right now, man, I would be way better in 3D animation. I'd be better in 2D. I'd be better in every other form of animation than I am now, because I would have been fucking studying that shit for years, but I'm late. I'm 19 years old. It's 2020, and I'm just diving into these new forms. That is not where I want to be at all, and I wish that I had gotten into 3D and 2D and sick notes, all that shit. I wish I would have gotten into that stuff way earlier so that I've had more knowledge and I could be better, man. Man, it sucks. It sucks. It really does suck. Like to hop into a 3D program, and start animating and say, damn, this is shit. This looks like garbage, man. What would I give to have more knowledge of it, years back, so I can be better now. Be better now. Right? Like if you're like a stop motion animator right now on YouTube, like when stop motion is your main goal, please take my advice, okay? You've got to dive into other forms, bro. Because, like like you may not have that job in stop motion, Before you even have an opportunity to get that, you may be offered something else in another form of animation, but you can, but you don't know how to do it. You have no experience in that. So you're like, you know what, I can't do it. Instead, if you study and you do what you got to do, and you're in all these other forms of animation, you have experience in all these other forms, you'll be like, you're damn right I can do it. You're damn right I can do it. You're damn right I can do it. You should be studying that shit like all the time, man. And I know a lot of you are probably like, oh yeah, well DNZ, earlier you said that if I watch an animation, like a video on animation in a form of stop motion, I can use those skills in other forms. Yes, that is true. However, you need to have experience, like doing the anime, doing it, trying it, making an animation. Fucking, just do it, man. Watching a video is, you are gaining that knowledge. That's true. You are gaining that knowledge, but you can only go so far with just watching. You got to watch and do. Do and watch and do. Watching is doing a little bit, but it can only take you so far, You have to actually tackle it. You have to run. Man, on that punt return, you gotta rush. You on special teams? Man, fuck that. You gotta rush all the way down to that fucking returner of punts, and you gotta tackle him head on. Tackle that animation. Tackle the form of 3D. Tackle 2D. Tackle it, man. Tackle it. You know? How much more fucking fun is it gonna be to, in what, fucking say 10 years or 15 years, like for you to be recognized in a 2D animation film and a 3D one and a stop motion one? You there watching this video, listening to this podcast are you in 2020, in fucking 2045 are being recognized for your work, your excellent work in 3D, 2D, and stop motion. Fucking, traditional, fucking stick notes, all that shit. You are being recognized. One man's being recognized for your work in all these forms of animation. People are like, what the fuck? How the fuck is this guy who 10 or 15 years ago, he was only on stop motion, was his main goal in life, and nowadays he's not even doing stop motion like that anymore. A little bit, but now he's diving into all these forms of animation, and he is the one, He is amazing. He's great, He's great. He's amazing, That's why it's important to dip your toes into another form of animation. Even if it's not your thing, man. If animation is what you want to do, you gotta dip that toe. Dip that toe, man. For me, I want to be an animator in the future, man. I want to be working, for all these studios. I want to be doing animation, every form, man. Like I want to be that animation guy. But stop motion is only going to take me so far. You may be thinking, oh, yeah, well, I want to animate Robot Chicken. Oh, yeah, man, I'm going to be the head there. Hey, Seth Green, what's up, my nigga? What's up, my pal? I am with you in Robot Chicken. I can animate all this shit. You get an offer for another animation, 3D. It's like, I can only work on Robot Chicken. I can't do nothing else. It's like, come on, man. You gotta have variety. That work on Robot Chicken is fucking great, but who knows if you're gonna get there. So that's why it's important to dip and dive into 5 things. Just a little bit. Or a lot of it if you have the time. Gain experience, knowledge, learn something about every form of animation that way, whether small or big, like I got an offer, about like, what was this shit? I think it was like 5 months ago, I think. Yeah, man, I got an offer. No. Fucking, God damn it, man. I don't know how long ago it was, but it was recent. Okay. I got an offer to work in this 2D animation project, that this guy was working on. And I was like, you know what? That's fucking cool, man. I would love to be part of that. But I can't really do anything now, because I'm not all that great in animation, like for 2D, like I'm not all that great, man, like I'm still working on that shit and I'm still studying it, but You know what he says? He says, hey, yo, man, that's fine. You know, man, you can do all these frames and shit. You know, man, I'm going to give you time, you know, whatever, you know, like I'm going to give you time to work on this shit. And I was like, all right, cool. That's dope. You know, and that's amazing. But, you know, like, it's just like imagine how much more exciting it would have been to answer that question and say, you know what, guy offering me, I can do that. I can do that. You know me for my stop motion, so you came to me and asked me if I can work on 2D animation, and guess what? Guess what? You know why I said yes? You know why? You know what? I can do that. You know, but the reality of the situation is I really wish that I would have gotten into 3D and 2D years ago. You know, because I would feel a lot better about saying yes to that offer. You know? A lot better about it. I also got an offer to, work on a 3D game, like to fucking, like to model stuff, like to model stuff, like can make, I can do like a lot of the animations for it, and I was fucking stoked. I was like, you know what, I can do it, but I don't know a lot. That's what I said. They said that I can model simple shit. I can animate, fucking stances and shit, but nothing too extreme. And I was just like, okay, that's cool. And, it just having to say that, having to be told, you know what, hey, you can animate some of the smaller sections, that's cool, but I couldn't say with pride, like, hey, man, I can do this. I can animate whatever the fuck you give me. I can model anything. I can model the fucking, I can do anything, but I couldn't say that, because my experience level was so little. But, however, it's important to recognize that I still said yes, and I still got those offers, and I still am involved in those projects because of my experience, whether it be small or large. I still am inside those things because of my experience. Half of your foot, shit. One of your feet is already out. Oh man, half of my foot. Oh yeah, half my foot's out the door. No. The expression is you got one foot out the door and 1 foot in the door. That's the expression. But but at the end of the day, I'm glad that I have that small experience in other form of animation, because without it, man, I honestly would feel kind of like a depressed, having to say, oh, well, no, I can't do this because I've never done 3D animation in my life. No, I can't do that at all, and then, having to miss out, but honestly, this is why you should gain experience in, in a lot of forms of animation. If animation is your thing, you want to be an animator and grow up, you're going to be an animator, you want to be the fucking animator of the future, why not? Even if your main goal is 2D, why not hop your ass into other forms of animation? Shit. I almost tripped. Why not hop your ass into other forms of animation. Why not? You know? Why not? Because it can only help you. It can't hurt you. It can't hurt you at all. It can only help you in the future. So, if animation is your passion, man, do it. Do it, man. Stop talking about it. Like if you're a 3D animator, like and your dream is to do, like a stop motion animation one day, like and you want to dive into stop motion animation, like stop talking about it, Or if you're a stop motion animator, you want to go into 3D, stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. You need to download that 3D program, bust your ass, and gain that experience and work your ass off. That's what you should do. Stop talking, saying, hey, man, I'm trying to dive into 3D. I want to get in 3D. And then a year or 2 years or 5 years goes by, and then you're like, man, I want to get in 3D. It's like, bro, dude, it's been 5 years, man. 5 fucking years, man. Man, you know what you could have been doing this 5 years? You know what I've been doing this 5 years? You know what you could have been doing? You could have been studying 3D animation. You could have been better than me. Or someone else. Shit, man. You could have been better. Now you're forever left in our shadow. Because you talk the talk, but you didn't walk the goddamn walk. Talk the talk and walk the walk, man. Around the time where I was thinking about getting in 3D and talking about getting in 3D. I mean, shit, man, like it was within fucking like a few days. Or no. That's wrong. That is fucking wrong. Man, one night I thought to myself, man, like animation, like I don't even know what 3D program to download. So what the fuck did I do? I got my ass on YouTube and I searched best 3D program to download and start with for beginners. And I downloaded that shit and I fucking started. On the same day I started that shit. I watched a tutorial video and I made a fucking donut. It ain't much, but hey, I fucking did it, didn't I? I did it. That's way better than, sitting back and talking. And meanwhile, everybody else around you is doing shit and you ain't doing shit. Do it. Do it if you have the time. Make time. Do it. And this has been my TED Talk. No, I'm kidding. Jesus, we're in half an hour right now. Holy fuck, man. Man, like if you're still here, I appreciate you greatly, man. And if you're one of the people who are taking these tips to heart, you're going to be something, and also you can apply this to anything. Well, not anything, but you can apply this to some things in life, gain experience. The experience points, participation award. Those matter. You participated in 3D animation. Here's your fucking award. Instead, you don't get no participation award because you ain't do shit, Participation awards, like in school or whatever. Participation awards. You didn't win. You didn't do anything else major, but you participated, Don't look down on those awards. You did something. That's something to be proud of. But anyways, it's been King DND. And if you're still here, I appreciate you greatly. And I appreciate you for listening to my ass, my stuttering ass. It's probably why this shit's half an hour because 15 fucking, minutes have been me saying the words, and going like, and fucking, stuttering. But man, that's something I can't help. So like if you were here the entire time and you managed to bear with me, through my stuttering, I appreciate you. Honestly, I do. Anyways, it's been King DNZ, episode 8 of the King's Podcast, bro. And if you're still here, you're going to get a special update on Dragon Ball Shine. If you're interested in that, and if you watch that, and if you're still here, you're going to get an update on Dragon Ball Shine, episode 7, season 3. I am editing that shit tonight, and it's going to be out tomorrow night, Wednesday night, around 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, probably 11 o'clock, who knows, but it's coming out tomorrow, Wednesday night. Fucking be there, motherfucker. And I'm not going to be sharing this update news anywhere else, just here. So, like if you DM me tonight or later or tomorrow, like, hey, I'm hyped for Dragon Ball Shine coming out tonight, I know you watched it. I know you stayed to the end of this podcast, so thank you very much, my good friend. Or that just means you just skipped all the way to the end and you didn't really listen to whatever I had to say, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, that's okay. Oh, yeah, this also applies to drawing as well. You can draw your ass off, Try animation. Animate. Okay, goodbye. This has been the King DN motherfucking Z. And this has been my TED Talk.